says, Ekev Anova Yiras Hashem. She wants to prepare himself in the Chodesh benching. The Sofa Lanta says, at the time when they announced Chodesh Elul, the time when Milifnim, Kasher Yadati, a person used to hear Chodesh Elul, Achazasoi Palasus. So she wants his Kula, the Achazasoi Palasus. So he follows Mishteitim, possibly Mishnah, Ekev Anova, Yiras Hashem. So he's doing an act of Anova Erev Shabbos. We hope that with his Yiras Hashem will all be included in the Zoycha, the Hebrew should open up our Leva Even. And we should be Zoycha Taka to be the sky of HaKadosh Baruch Hu on this Shabbos Mevorach and Elul. Understand that this week is much different than all the other weeks of the summer because Rachmana Litzlan, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, our world, the world of Erlich Yidin, the Olam HaTorah, was engulfed in Sheklach, Zeus, Meroyos, and expressions of the Midas Adin of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which came on top of other ones that happened earlier in the summer. There are still Chaylim Esukhanim Achmana Litzlan. Chashvi Roman has a Moisef in Lakewood that's still very, very, very critical for being sideswept. He was riding a bike and how he was sideswept by a truck. Achmana Litzlan, a young bacher, 12th grader, diseases. Very serious sakana down south in Virginia from a camp, from an accident. The child, I think Wednesday morning in Jackson, in a swimming pool, was still in sakanas nefashos, very serious sakanas nefashos. All of them on life support, I think. But the tragedy of Sunday, which is near home because the child over here, Yassim, is an 8th grader here in camp. And Monday, very special Chashav in Eretz Yisrael, just by wading in the water, swept up with a wave. Tuesday, a very Chashav in in Mexico, swimming pool, Eretz Yisrael, all these seawolf of happenings. So there was a distraction this week that because it was the last week in many camps and it was a week that was Mesugel for trips to water sports and the overnighters and the road trips and the whole island, so that became the Kol HaYom HaSichasi. The Kol HaYom HaSichasi was what constraints and restraints that are appropriate in the face of such Midas Adin that expressed itself for Mayim. Is it appropriate to do this? Is it inappropriate to do that? And that became the discussion. And that's an appropriate discussion. Because when Midas Adin is Mesucha, it's even in halacha that way. When Midas Adin is Mesucha, then risk-taking has to be diminished. And unfortunately, Baba Husseinu, a lot of these sports, water-related sports, do have Al-Tiftach Pelo Satan. They flirt with Sakana. And even in regular times, who's the Das Torah that approves it? We in our own camp, we will always be thankful to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that He spared us a few years ago with the Ruach Chaim of our kids, gesund und stark sein, Baruch Yom V'Shalom, was swept and was saved, mamish. Swept with the Shmaya, Benisim, and it was Mavarach Halanes, and we had over here a Suda Saidah. Mishag Mol Chatoiv, Mol Chatoiv, Kol Tu Salat. But we know that it's not a joke. So for sure, when there's an obvious Midas Adin, we see the Midas Adin, and for some reason, not understood to Hedget Kemoini, it expresses itself through water continuously. Drownings and drownings and drownings, this kind of drowning, that kind of drowning. 2 drownings, saving someone else, saving a child, saving a Talmud. Dvar Hashem, we never heard of such things. So obviously the Eibishter has chose that this Midas Adin is reminiscent of what we say in the Sana Toikiv, Miva Mayim. So of course, a Yiddish heart has to shrink away from doing the kind of sports that involve flirting with danger in a kufa of Miva Mayim when we see such a say. That's Von Shutu. But of course, that's not the point. That's not the response, an inadequate response, nothing nearly to how we should be viewing our response to such ma'ayoyos. Of course, we're all asking, what is this that the Rebbeinu Shalom is doing to us? And David HaMelech says, Oysoseinu loyoinu einoid novi eini tonu yodei adama. We akopanim, I have no idea and no inkling what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is money. I have no inkling in how to view Cheshbon Shemayim. But I do want to share with you what I was makabel and what I've learned in Darkei Shamayim. There's a sequence in Darkei Shamayim. Over the years we must have spoken about it. When the Rebbeinu Shalom is not happy with us, and he wants to give us a message of Ur Yishenu Mishnaschem, like the Rambam says by Kiyah Shofar and Ilchus Tshuva, when he wants to send us a message, Rahman al-Islam, of Uru Yeshenu Mishnaschem, V'nidorim V'yokitzu Mitardei Maschem, Rambam Perik Beis Milchus Tshuva, in Perik Gimel Milchus Tshuva, Uru Yeshenu Mishnaschem V'nidorim V'yokitzu Mitardei Maschem, V'chipsu b'maseichem, v'chizru b'tshuva, v'zichru b'rachem. A general wake-up call. Now when a Yid listens to the Koila Shofar meaningfully, besides learning the Sugit Kiyah Shofar, the Rahmana Amatiku, that's what the Rama means, Zeres HaKos. But there's the Remes, that is included in a shmiyas called Shofar. Uru Yeshayim Mishnaschem. What does it mean, Yeshayim? Because the pasuk says in Shir Hashir, Ani Yeshayna. Knesset Yisrael is a song when during the Golus we were Yeshayna. Yes, believe air. We have a heartbeat within us that can always be aroused. So, it's only Mishnascha. V'nirdanim al kitzu mitardei maschem. Tardema, that's worse than Shema. Tardema nafla Allah. V'chipsu b'maseichem. I'm starting to search within yourself. Lay your day amoras nafshay. Each one of us knows what he has to improve in. What's the most important? You can't conquer the world in one night. But we know all journeys to godless, to shleimus, to hekakat begins with one step. We all have a day in here. And we have Rebbeim at home. And we've had Rebbeim. And we're not silly. Everybody knows to be the chipsu b'ma'aseicha. The chizru b'tshuva. Bring some level of tshuva. V'zichru b'rachim. Because there are those of us, ashoichechim eso emes b'yavlei azman. And we spend, some of us spend all our times behevel v'rik asher lo yoyil v'lo yatzil abitu lenafshoseichem eitivu darkeichem u'malaleichem zichru barechem. Yeah, the Shulchan Aruch begins with a thing called shivisi. That's tongue. 1 minute a day, 10 seconds a day, 10 seconds twice a day. Chazal and Mole, stakel b'shloi shudvarim, da, kavya ben alala. A little bit. A wake-up call. Don't always sleep. Walk. There should be fleeting, at least fleeting moments of awakeness, of awareness. Yesh din li yesh dayan. Sich can have get the gewalt. A person was created for a purpose, for a tachlis. Remember, sometimes that you have a tachlis, and it's not fun and games. We need fun and games, but you weren't created for fun and games. We need geschmack outside avodas Hashem sometimes to help our avodas Hashem, but we weren't created for that geschmack. But when do we think like that? So the shofar is supposed to bring that out. Rahman al-Islam, there are times that HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't wait for the shofar. And Elul was starting. And the shofar of Elul, the tour brings down, is the shofar of Ayitoka shofar ba'ir, ve'oam lo yechradu. In Elul we're doing Ayitoka shofar ba'ir, ve'oam lo yechradu. The Rebbeinu Shalom didn't wait for Elul. There's a pasuk before Ayitoka shofar ba'ir, ve'oam lo yechradu. In the same kapitel. It's the Haftorah Parshas Vayeshev. From the Navi Amos. Ayishak Aryeh Bayar V'teref Eloi Ayiten Kfir Koiloi. The pasuk that goes together with Yitoka shofar ba'ir. Im Yitoka shofar ba'ir ve'om lo yechradu is the first half of the pasuk. Im tiyeh ro'a ba'ir v'Hashem lo yosef. I was rather looking in Hilchos Tainis to see if this, what we just are going through, an imtiyeh ro'a ba'ir, if this fits exactly the Gedorim and Chazal of Zeras Tainis. It's not a dever, it's not a tzara tzorah. So I don't know the halacha. I'm not a poisik. I don't know how you do this. Medama milsa lemilsa. At what point a tzara warrants in Chazal's halachas Zeras Tainis al atzoros, which is a deraisa. Rama Hilchos Tainis. But whatever it is, how blind could we be that this is a story of Imtira Rav Ve'ir? And when our community, for good or for bad, is unified together worldwide with the Machshirim Aloi Tahirim, and we're one little village. What happens in Bnei Brak or Tel Aviv? What happens in Mexico City? What happens anywhere in the United States, Canada, wherever, is one thing. In 2.5 seconds, there's a thing called Rahman al-Islam. It's taka, viral. And everybody knows that's Rebbeinu Shalom, whether he's zufrieden with this whole thing called social whatever, or technology. It doesn't matter. But if we choose a method called technology, then that technology makes us a ba'ir. And every story happens in this room. Because this room has access to technology. Whether Chaz Shalom one of you has one, but even if Baruch Hashem, Rabbi Yisrael's Yorei Agdoila Tuzuf, that no one has one, but we all know that there are people that have one, that are not under Rabbi Yisrael's jurisdiction. So it's Imtiyah Ra Ba'ir, Sheneimol Imtiyah Ra Ba'ir. Hashem Lo Yasa. We don't hear Hashem talking to us. So if the shofar, the Rambam says, is screaming Uru Yeshein and Nishnascha, so the Ra Ba'ir doesn't scream Uru Yeshein and Nishnascha. And the Rambam teaches us what happens when you get this alarm clock of Uru Yeshein and Nishnascha, and what has to be a Yid's response. It's quite simple. It's quite down to earth. It's a wake up. And the alarm has to ring a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. You know why? Because there's such a thing as snooze. So Sunday, there was no Uru Yeshein and Nishnasem. Even though a child had to leave camp suddenly, his father, a young man, a future God will be Yisrael, a present God will be Yisrael, or a future world famous God will be Yisrael, a tzaddik, a lamdin, a masmid, a mavitz Torah. So it wasn't enough, because we went and we pressed the alarm on snooze. So there was a Monday, and then there was a Tuesday, and then there was a Wednesday. And did we need the Sunday? What happened a month ago with that tzaddik in Virginia who went to say the Talmud? And what happened with that child in a water park? That's what should have been this whole week, Tum Loran. Water parks, Mandachar Shmei. Water sports, Mandachar Shmei. And Achmon al-Itzlan, it goes deeper than that. If Al Tiftach Pele Satan, these alarms and snoozes and fighter alarms and fighter snoozes don't shake us out of this coma, Rahman al-Islam. Listen to what I once heard to Ramat Yisrael. So the Zut Shtagz. So at Kufa in Lakewood, a long time ago, where young people, heads of families, few of them, the Perik Echad, tragic deaths, left Yisayim, Nachlis, other tragedies. Then there was a kinnis for one particular young man Bal Mishpacha, who was already then Aleres devoid, multiple years of struggling with a chayli, and then he lived on Lawrence area, or I forgot the street, but I think it was on Lawrence, and on Lawrence alone, in that Kufa, into the Perik Echad, multiple mishpachas were left without a father, a chashen of fathers. So in Kol Shimshon they made a kiddush. That particular chayla was a Talmud of the Mir, so he asked me to come. My coming was just als nice of the mishpacha. But the Matisyahu so gesund spoke Divrei Elohim Chaim that night. And he read a few psukim in Yeshaya. And I'm going to not say it over exactly, and I'm going to take the psukim and add a pasuk and try to wake us up in a way that we won't be able to fall asleep. That will give us insomnia, Be'ez Hashem. Ruchni is dikka insomnia, not Shalom. Tashmi is dikka insomnia. That's not a good thing. The Haftarah to Parshas Bereishis is from the Navi Yeshaya. Usually we read it on Parshas Bereishis, except when the Shabbos of Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan comes out on Parshas Bereishis. But that's only, I think, when Rosh Hashanah comes out on Shabbos. When Rosh Hashanah doesn't come out on Shabbos, then I think Rosh Chodesh doesn't come out that day. Maybe not. Comes out on Thursday. On a regular year, we lay in this on Shabbos Bereishis. We just learned on Tisha B'Av, we all learned the Gemara in Gittin, where he met a child from the Golus, and he asked him the question, Mi nosan lemeshisa Yaakov. That means when Klal Yisrael, after the Churban, were broken, destroyed, embarrassed, humiliated, where it was Am Bozuz V'Shosu Hafeach Bachurim Ubebote Koloyim Echbo Hoyu Levaz Ve'ein Matzil Meshisa Ve'ein Oime Osher. There was, we just gone through it 80 years ago, 70 years ago. Churban, destruction, Holocaust. So the Navi asks, Mi Nosam Meshisa Yaakov. Who allowed this to happen? With Yam HaNivchar. Who allowed this to happen? The Yisrael opposes it. That everybody can do with us whatever they want. Enter the Navi Aloy Hashem Zu Chatonu Loi. We did Chatoyim. V'lo yavu b'drachav aloch. We didn't want to follow in his paths. And v'lo shavu b'Torah, we didn't listen to the Torah. Obezog the Navi. So what do you think? The Nevi'im came to you, warned you there's going to be a Holocaust. You didn't listen, and then a Holocaust was unleashed. No, the Borei Olam doesn't work that way. So he starts off with a thing called. Now this is still the pasuk of Vayishma Olav Chemo Apoy Ve'ezus Mulchama. That's the ultimate Holocaust. Chemo Apoy Ve'ezus Mulchama. But he says there's a sequence. Vatalahateu Misaviv. The first set when he starts bringing danger on Klal Yisrael, because we deserve Rachmana Litzlan a Holocaust. Step 1. Vatlateu misaviv. He starts making a fire and a brush fire and a big fire around us. So Drasha in Yeshaya, that this is alluding to the Gemara in Yevamos Samach Beis from the Navi Tzfanya. Ein Puranius Bola Oilam. There's no Puranius in the world. Ela B'Shvil Yisrael. Because the Navi Tzfanya says I destroyed corners, I made korbanos. Why? Omarti ach tiru oisi tikhu musa. See me. Be afraid of me. Take Musar of it. There's a tornado in Mississippi. You're not that big a masmid that on Thursday or Friday you don't take a peek in the newspaper. And it says there was a tornado, and there's even a picture of the tornado. So it's Chikav? You know what a tornado means? 19 people got killed, but how did they get killed? A minute before it was peaceful, beautiful, the sun was shining. Or floods, or snipers. A Meshuggah guy goes into a city and shoots out with a machine gun. Our next Meshuggah, oh, this Chikav, he's a Democrat, he's a Republican, he's for Trump, he's against Trump. That's what it is. And the guy that goes up to the 25th floor in a city and shoots out 63 people. And the guy goes into a club of Muslims and shoots out 58 people. It's pro-Muslims, anti-Muslims. Please. That's v'talateu misavid. Half of California burns down. Billions and billions and billions of dollars of hezek. And this year, last summer or in the winter, whenever it was, there were tzendlika people that died. Unaccounted for. Wealthy people lost these beautiful mansions, mountainsides. And the way the Rebbeinu Shalom does it, first comes the forest fire. And then comes uncontrollable rains that the forest fire makes. Because the forest fire goes up to Shemayim and somehow the Goyim have figured out that it makes rain because it breaks ice, whatever it does. And then it becomes mud. And then there's a mudslide. And the guy gets buried in the mudslide coming down the mountain. So all his billions, if he has Yarshim, but if his daughters is Yarish, what's going to be with all his billions? So Uncle Sam gets it. But who's doing it? So we don't either we skip it, because who wants to see unpleasant things? Or if we read it, it's Chikav. But that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is right now, quote unquote, Hashem ish mulchama, but he's such a avinu of a rachman that before he goes to mulchama, he makes small stops on the way to give us a chance to do tshuva. And that's where it should have stopped and could have stopped. But what does the Navi say? V'lo yoda. He doesn't chap that Hashem is talking to him. So the next step is Vativ Arboy. Vativ Arboy. What does it mean, boy? Mi ka'amcha Yisrael goy echad ba'aretz. Klal Yisrael is a guf echad. Hashem said him, there. Muncie. Here. We're one thing, we're one body, we're one guf. Eretz Yisrael, America, wherever we are, South America, North America. Ashkenaz, Sfard, Chassidish, Misnagdish. We're one guf. Any tzara that's ba'al atzibur to an individual and another and a third and a fourth, Rahman al-Islam, that's Vativ Arboy. So if when we're middle of a Vativ Arboy, will Chach be like Avdei Paroi? Ayore as Dvar Hashem me Avdei Paroi? Or we're not going to be Vashem Loi Som Liboy Lidvar Hashem in Parshas Va'era. V'lo Yosim Alei. When that happened, when there was a Vativ Arboy, yeah, we saw what was V'lo Yosim Alei. So geblieben derselben Sache. Therefore, they had to go with a home mahalach, vayishbach olav, ve'ezus mulchama, ve'minos ala meshisa yakoi, ve'yisrael levoyes is there. This is what Matisyahu said then. Rahman al-Islam, that nifta was nifta. but there was a quiet afterwards. The Olam took heat. He's at warm shooting. Wasn't much after the 9/11. That's how Erlich Haid saw the 9/11 as a v'talateu misavim. It was mamish mila b'mila almost the words in the Navi Tzvanya that the Gemara brings in Yevamot. But how do we explain why Taka, we're B'nai Torah, we're Maiminim, we learn Torah is supposed to bring us to all madregas of Kirvas Elikim? What's the pshat that the Rebbeinu Shalom is talking in such? And even this week, did we really walk around this week with somewhat of a Rosh Hashanah feeling, an Elul feeling? Was tut mitzvah tshuva? How many of us have gone to the Rebbeinu to ask him, Rebbe, what does Hashem want? What does Hashem want? So of course the Rebbe will say, I don't know, just like you don't know. But we got to get better. So the Murdik Pasuk and I take a parasha. The Pasuk says, Umaltem es orlas levavchem. That a person should do milah on his orlas alev. We should take off the skin of the orlas alev, the cover. Rashi says it, oitem alev v'yisliya. Alev, the hagoshas alev, the leiv margish, the leiv mavin, that koyach of the leiv to be mizboining, to be margish, sometimes gets constricted, gets covered, gets narrowed. And there's an avodah. Umaltem es orlas levavchem. The Gemara says in Sukkah, Moshe Rabbeinu, the 7 names to the Yetzer Hara, the Rebbeinu Shalom, the Torah Kedosha, the Rebbeinu Shalom calls it in Bereshis, the Ra, Yetzer Leva Odom Ra. That's why we call him Yetzer Hara. But that Hashem gave him that name. But Moshe Rabbeinu, in this week's parasha, gives him another name, Orel. Orlas levavchem. The Yetzer Hara sometimes takes the form of Orla, Tashtotkat, covered, and the leiv of a Ben Torah, and arguably an Oived, a Ben Aliyah, is Orla. It's a Meshunadik Halacha. I just saw it in the Sefer this morning. The Shach in Simonayim Beis in Hilchis in Baidam in the Halachas of Malicha brings a minig. The Ramah brings a minig, and the Shach explains the minig from the Rikant that is a minig shoichtim that when they shech the chicken, take out from Malicha, they take out the insides. But the heart, which is a very big problem, how to kasher a heart, because it's so laden with blood. But what they do before anything is they cut off. There's a part of the heart that comes to like a crown, and that's the orla saleh. That's a physical orla. It resembles very much the kisuya orla of every person's makom abris. So the meaning of shoichtim is to cut that and throw it away. What is it? So the Shach brings from Kabbalah, from a Rikanti, that place is where Koiches Atumah congregate under the Orla, and he throws that away. That's Asora of the Koiches Atumah. Somehow that must be a segula that works for people. A lot of chickens get the shot. Chickens are shot by the millions and millions and millions and millions. The teretz, and every chicken that's shechted the kashrus behidl, that's done to. The shach brings it down. It's a zgula fasoras orla saleh. So they state in Shach. But there's a more simple shot in what the mitzvah of Umarta Mesorlas Levavchem. The Charedim, Perik Tes, Ois Lamed Beis, says Umarta Mesorlas Levavchem, Pirush She'liboy Shalodam Rach, soft, Lekabel Divrei Amoichiach V'lo Yisnei, not hardened where it doesn't able to accept Teichacha. Adara, Yosef Ahava. If someone gives me Teichacha, I should like it. The Rosh says in Erkas Chaim Lo Rosh, and it's a pasuk. Oichach lo chacham v'yeh oveka. And the Charedim says that the smak counts it in his Taryag mitzvah. Havas ha-teichacha and Havas ha-moichichim is one of the Taryag mitzvahs shel Torah according to the smak, and it's from the pasuk of Umaltem es orlas levavcha. And that's a very appropriate Kabbalah. It's a shame. In a week we're all going back to the Dalet Amos Shel Halacha of the winter. And we have our Rebbeim and Rosh Hashivas and Mashgichim and Rebbeim. And we get private Teichacha and public Teichacha. And they mon. And in Elul they mon Elul. If we come into yeshiva with a leiv rach, with a softened of leiv that's able to absorb Teichacha for growth, Teichacha to see the Oira Emes, Teichacha that will bring us steiging, we've done ourselves a tremendous, tremendous favor. We've gone the favor Oira. And if the one Kabbalah that we come out if there's a Ra Ba'ir, Hashem lo yasa, the Va'am lo yechradu, it should be Yasin Alei. It should touch the heart. The heart shouldn't deflect it. It shouldn't be pushed away by the Allah. It should be Yasim Alev. And the accomplishment of the Yasim Alev is that it should just at least rip off the Allah. That when we continue into the Dalet Amos Shel Halacha in 1 week, we should be open. We should be ready that Musa Seder and Musa Shmuas and Shalashudis and the Vaden and everything that we're going to have in Yeshiva is going to be Hoichach Lachocha. And it's going to be the Yehaveka. That person, the Ben Yoina says, is Berega Kot in 1 second. He goes out. In 1 second, he's nepach. Because he's in a mode where he's a makabel teichacha. He's oyev ha-moichichim. He's prone to Kabbalah. He'll be able to make Kabbalahs to change. It's been a shame. Someone told me, Ravel told me that Reb Shmuel von Gesund und Stark sein told him in his whole memory he doesn't remember a tziruf of tragedies like that. Shmuel doesn't forget. He doesn't remember such a combination of tragic events like we were presented with this week. This was a Vayivar boy by all accounts. Chaz v'shalom. At least we have to walk away from this Vayivar boy and not be labeled v'lo yosim alev. And b'schus zeh, that we're going to be mesim leiv, and we're going to do milas orlas alev, and we're going to push ourselves into the place of ahoye v'samechichim, developing a positive approach to Teichacha. Seeking Teichacha, appreciating Teichacha. We won't have to Chas v'Shalom see another time Mina Salam Meshisa Yankee the Yisrael places. And from now on, we have to use that awareness to even preempt the Vayiv Boy. If there is Midas Adin, because till Mashiach comes, we haven't yet had Bittul Yetzirah. We're not Zoiche yet to Mol Hashem V'Likecha Es Levavcha V'Es Levav Zarecha. So there's always Rachmana litzlan Kitrugim. And it starts with the Vatlateu Misaviv. Let's notice that. Let's know how to understand the news report. You don't want to look at the newspaper, you're too halik. So your chaver is going to tell you, you know what happened in Mississippi? So he might be telling it B'Toras Chikav. You tell him, what? You hear what you're saying? The Rebbeinu Shloim unleashed a tornado? Oh, those people that got hit by the tornado. Why did the Eibishter do that? And then tell him, you know what it says in Yavamis? You learned Yavamis, you finished the Masechta. You know what it says there? Ein purani oizbala oilam ela b'shvil Yisrael. Ach, the Bersh was begging. Ach, tiru oisi tikhu muslim. You hear what happened in this country? 100,000 people got killed in the war over there in Syria. 1 million people. They kill each other like flies, like a beehive. You heard about the forest fires in California? You could believe it? You heard the destruction of a hurricane in this and this place? You heard about a sniper that killed 60 people with standing in a 50th floor and shooting at 60th people? All of them are one little story. Batlateu misaviv. It's not v'lo shama late. V'lo ra. The Eibishter made a fire. I didn't see a fire. Nishtecha v'zen Eibishter. Nishtecha v'zen fire. I saw news. The Chavetz Chaim speaks about these the Rash and other outlandish things that happen in the world. That's only for Musa. Let's be Yishayim Mishnaschem, and there should be no more Midas Adin. But if Rachmana litzlan, there's a V'talateu Misaviv, let's see it. Let's notice it. Let's catch it in the bud. Let's listen to the Novi Tzfanya. Omarti ach tiru oisi tikach musa. We couldn't do a greater ilu to the Halak and the Shamas that the Rebbeinu Shalom has used this week as Korbanos, Tahoyers, V'Kedoshos, so that Klal Yisrael gets a wake-up call. The Rambam says that if we don't get the wake-up call, we're akzorim, we're cruel, we're mean, because we shrug away and say, bye to Gegani. But if we understand that the Rebbeinu Shalom is burning the world and it's one step before a Holocaust, he took these neshamas tahiris, and we chap it, and even though tafasta meruba loy tafasta, we can't make a nilas yom kippur in mitnach haydeshav, but we can make the first steps of going back to yeshiva ready for Aboyim Yoim of Aliyah, Tyra, Kedusha, and we should all be Zoifet to Kol Atzlachas U'Brachas Shalom.